Good evening, Bahamas. I'm KRISTINA MCNEIL, and this is MB12 for Thursday, September 20th, 2012, broadcasting from the Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. In news tonight, reconnection fees go up at the Bahamas Electricity Corporation. It's not sitting well with many. The creation of a new court specifically for family matters, how some North Abaco residents feel about the upcoming by-election, and what educational officials are doing about a shortage of teachers throughout the country. We have those stories and much more coming up tonight. Your MB12 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. If your power supply has been reconnected over the past 20 days, you may have noticed that the Bahamas Electricity Corporation's reconnection fee is higher now than it was last month. BEC officials increased the fee by 25% at the beginning of this month. It's not sitting well with some BEC customers who claim they had no idea a fee hike was coming. However, BEC's chairman says it was necessary. VAUGHNIQUE TOOTE reports.
BEC Chairman Leslie Miller is defending the corporation's decision to increase its reconnection fee by 25%. He says the $5 increase took effect on September 1st, meaning that delinquent customers now have to pay $25 to have their power reconnected. A number of BEC customers we spoke to are outraged by the fee hike, saying they're already struggling to pay high electricity bills.
The price already escalated with where it's at right now, and for you to have to pay for a reconnection, that's rather difficult to some people, because it's already difficult trying to maintain a bill as it is right now, a monthly bill, which already to a high rocket ceiling right now. So I feel as if that's very inconvenient for a whole lot of people, because you have some people who don't even work right now to say, well, have their light disconnected, and for them to have their light reconnect, have to pay for something what they can't afford to pay for to maintain this they want.
I don't think they should increase the fee at this time, due to the fact that it's kind of tough right now for some people. You know, even the monthly bill itself is very high, and my light has been cut off like about 3 times for this year. So, you know, I don't think they should do that, because it's difficult to even, you know, maintain the fees, and so the increase will be really, you know, not wise at this time.
I don't feel that they should increase the reconnection fee and things like that, you know, with people pays ain't going up.
Miller declined an on-camera interview but said BEC advised its customers of the fee hike a month in advance. Furthermore, he said the government-run corporation was forced to increase its reconnection fee to compensate for the tens of thousands of dollars lost when the Ingram administration launched the BEC Reconnection Program in February of this year. Under that initiative, reconnection fees were waived for thousands of households. He argued that the corporation could have also avoided such a move if the former government had not spent $700,000 last year to pay contracted workers to disconnect and reconnect electricity. He said some of those workers took home as much as $10,000 a month. However, Free National Movement leader Dr. Hubert Minnis insisted that now is not the time to impose higher fees, adding that BEC should instead be aggressively pursuing ways to save customers money.
If they truly want to decrease the electricity rate for the Bahamian populace, what they need to do is reorganize BEC, have BEC pay its fuel bill on charge, so that the extra interest that BEC pays would not be passed on to us, the consumer. So it's just a matter of reorganizing BEC so that they can make better purchases on the international market in terms of fuel prices. If you're paying it in a timely fashion, then your cost would not be as high as if you're paying it late. BEC is paying their fuels late.
Dr. Minnis also criticized the government for allowing BEC to discontinue the payment of interest on the $50 million in customer security deposits. He warned that this would impose an additional burden of around $1.5 million a year on BEC's customers. However, Miller said nothing could be further from the truth. He argued that it made economic sense for BEC to stop making interest payments on deposits, adding that no one else does it. Miller recently revealed that the corporation plans to drastically cut overtime payments and crack down on people stealing electricity to reduce its operating costs. Despite the recent increase, BEC's chairman says the board is doing everything it can to pass savings on to customers. Reporting for MB12, I'm VAUGHNIQUE, TOOTE.
Well, the Minister of National Security says the expansion of closed-circuit television throughout New Providence should take place within the next 3 months. The government had previously remained tight-lipped on when the installation of cameras would take place. The installation of cameras was originally pegged to begin in September, but that was the plan before the PLP took over the government in May. Nottage said the process for the installation has already begun.
By the end of the year, we will have CCTV operating on a widespread basis in New Providence.
In April, the Free National Movement signed a $4.6 million contract with a group of security firms headed by Lowe's Security Limited and its U.S.-based partner Avrio RMS Group, as well as Cayman Islands-based Security Centers International Limited. Nottage said several hundred cameras will be positioned so that the project can come on stream early next year.
We have signed the contract, and in fact the work has already started to introduce CCTV throughout New Providence. Not on every street, but on all the hotspots, all the public buildings, all the places where public gatherings occur, where tourists congregate, etc., so that we can have a better handle on what's going on.
The government will also have to work with BTC to provide a Wi-Fi network for the cameras at a cost of $600,000. The Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Legal Affairs are engaged in consultations that will lead to the creation of a family court system. That according to Attorney General MAYNARD GIBSON, who made the announcement at the Crisis Center Regional Peace Conference today. Paige McCartney has the details.
This new court, according to the Attorney General, will bring urgency to family matters that she says is currently lacking in the court system.
MAYNARD GIBSON said a location for the new family court should be finalized in the next 6 weeks. She said the goal of creating the new court system is to remove the bureaucracy that holds hostage those who have family-related court matters. The Attorney General said family matters should not be heard in standard magistrates' courts.
Persons who experience family strife are not criminals. These matters ought not to be heard and adjudicated upon in the same manner as criminal trials. So, among other things, the premises of the family court will enable easy access by all parties. The court will sit so as to promote mediation rather than an adversarial approach. You know, when the judge is sitting high and looking down on everybody sitting low, that's very much adversarial.
A task force will be appointed to review more than 20 pieces of legislation related to family matters in order to streamline the court process. As it stands, MAYNARD GIBSON said it can take years for family matters to be resolved, causing there to be a backlog of cases in the thousands. She said this new system would speed up the process of those matters by allowing them to be determined at a magistrate's level.
Rather than being caught up, and the report points this out as well, in the bureaucracy of the jurisdiction between a magistrate's court and a Supreme Court, where they're waiting, a family that needs attention right now has to wait 3 years to get a Supreme Court hearing. If they start in the magistrate's court and there's an issue that has to be resolved by the Supreme Court, why can't that issue be sent up and resolved immediately and kept by the Supreme Court and lead to resolution, or sent right back to the magistrate where it can also be resolved?
Another feature of the court will include an alternative dispute resolution support services component. For instance, the court would be allowed to order mediation or counseling.
The principal aim of the creation of a family court system would thus focus on an attempt to fill the gaps and inadequacies, yes, inadequacies, of the legal system as it relates to family law matters. Such a system would recognize within its jurisdictional limits the needs of the local family in its context and would seek to develop an indigenous jurisprudence that is reflective of those needs.
In addition, the Attorney General said the court will give a legal meaning to the word family, which the law doesn't currently specify. She said the meaning focuses on what a family does rather than what a family is, and might describe functions such as providing security and care for its members, producing, socializing, and raising children, and providing economically for its members. Reporting for MB12, I'm Paige McCartney.